Hola bonitas, welcome back to my channel. So today we're gonna be trying this out right here. This is L'Oreal's new Skin Ink Foundation. This is a foundation that claims to last 48 hours, but who really wears foundation for 48 hours? Not me, because I'm trying to preserve the skin, but you know what? We're gonna give it a good wear test today. So vamos a ver how this does on my oily, texturized skin and see if this is something that is worth your cash or not. So let's see, L'Oreal. Okay, so I want to read a little bit about this foundation. I did purchase this. It does retail for $18.99 at Ulta. Do get 0.5 ounces. Wish there was more product in here. Like, I wish it was just the foundation because that's expensive, and also I'd rather just have it be a foundation and then I can use something else for concealer. Now you do have to shake it well because the directions do shake well. I did get this in the shade Neutral 265. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this on. This does claim to be a self-setting foundation concealer, so that is very, very intriguing. This also does claim to not need a primer. Like, you can literally just use it by itself. It says grip so hard you don't need a primer, self-setting. Lasts up to 48 hours, light as ink, lasts until you decide to remove it. Designed to be customized with buildable long wear where you need it for a soft matte finish, which I'm excited because I love a good soft matte finish as an oily skin person. Doesn't cake, doesn't crease. It's a patent formula, flexes to move with your skin. It is so lightweight it feels undetectable on the skin while lasting until you decide to remove. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to begin putting this on the skin. So I'm gonna start with one side. I'm gonna go ahead and put it right here. I like the doe foot applicator. I think I'm just gonna do like that. I'm gonna do with a sponge. It does feel very, very light. It does not feel heavy at all, but I still feel like it's a little sheer. It says it's buildable, but for me, I'm getting more like sheer. So let's see. I feel like this will be something that could build up nicely. But I'm like, how much product am I going to reuse of it? You bonitas know I like to do one side with a sponge and then one side with a brush. Okay, so I'm gonna take some right here. Looks very pretty, but still a little more than natural. So I wanna go ahead and just add a little bit more right there. So I wouldn't say the coverage on this one is my absolute favorite. I do though like the fact that you do not need a primer and you get a really good matte finish. Like, this is definitely giving me a matte finish. Not like overly matte, but this is definitely matte vibes. It does look natural, like it becomes one with your skin, but do you see, I feel like other foundations I get more coverage. This foundation, the coverage is a little bit more, really have to build it up, which wouldn't be a problem if I had more product. Like I said, I only have 0.5 ounces of this. Typically for these, for a foundation, the standard size is like 1 full ounce. So I just have that cut in half, and I feel like that for me is kind of an issue. But I do appreciate the fact that this side looks very like dewy because I hydrated really well, and then this side does not, and that's just with the foundation, like nothing underneath of it. So that's really good results right there. And we're gonna do the other side with a brush. Okay, so I'm going to add more product. I do feel like you get a little bit more coverage with a brush than a sponge. Like, it looks a little bit more fuller coverage quicker here than here. Here I feel like I had to add more, so I would probably use a brush with this over a sponge. I'm gonna go in with a little bit more right here. I will say though, even though we do need more product to cover this face, I like the fact that it all blends very nicely with one another. One recommendation, because this is self-setting, you want to work quickly with it. So if you need to work in sections, do one section at a time. Don't like put product all over and then start on this side, because it'll dry down a little bit and be a little bit more trickier to blend. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to take this and use it as my concealer, because it is also a concealer. It really is like very light. Do you see how it looks kind of like very lightweight right there? Again, this is one of those parts or areas where I would only do one side at a time. So I would just start off with this side and then go in with the other side. Let me go ahead and blend this all out. Taking the powder. For powder, I'm just using the L'Oreal powder as well, the Infallible Blurfection. Very, very great powder, so lightweight. And I feel like this works really well with this concealer because of the fact that this is more so true to my foundation shade. For my concealer, I like to go in with brightening products. So I find that this match right here is gonna match more so my foundation shade than a concealer shade. So I find that by using this powder that's a pink powder is going to brighten that under eye area a little bit more. Since we went in with a concealer that, do you see, it's like, this isn't the concealer shade I would wear for my under eye. I would wear something more bright. But this is my foundation match, so I had to pick the one that was closer to foundation match. Because I feel like I would personally want to use this more so for foundation than concealer, especially if I'm going to get a lot of wear out of it. And it's going to wear for a long time. I want something that's going to really give me those results. And it blends really nicely on the under eyes. I feel like as a concealer, it's giving me really good blendability. So that I like. We're going to let that kind of cook for a little bit. But overall, everything else does look very nice. I will say though, I feel like the foundation oxidized a little bit. Like I feel like it looks a little warmer. It still doesn't look too bad, but I definitely do feel like it picked up a little bit more like warm than like just neutral. I'm about to finish up the rest of the makeup, but this is what it looks like. Again, it definitely is more so on me of a buildable coverage, especially with the redness. Definitely gives like buildable results. But besides that, I think it's nice. I think it looks nice. It's set very well. It's not sticky. Actually, it is a little sticky. That's interesting. I feel like with self-setting, it wouldn't be sticky, but it does feel a little sticky. So we're just gonna see how this goes with it. And then I will come back and give you guys my first initial thoughts. Then we can begin this wear test, see how it wears for the entire day. I'm gonna be wearing this for my full day and just really be able to tell mis bonitas how it works. And yeah, vamos a ver. Okay, bonitas, I am back. I just finished my entire face of makeup and this is what it looks like. Se ve así. So, as you can see, it looks really nice. Definitely a good self-setting foundation. Let me touch it again and see if it's set further. Yeah, I feel like it doesn't feel as sticky anymore as it did when I first touched it, when I was still finishing up the last clip of this review. But now that I did everything else, it's fine. Again, I didn't go in with setting spray. I didn't go in with primer. I didn't go in with powder to set all over the face. The only powder you guys saw was for the under eyes to add that brightness and also to set the under eyes, because I will crease no matter what on the under eyes. So I always need my powder to set. And it was L'Oreal. It was one of my favorites. And you can see it definitely brightened up the under eyes. Like that light pink look definitely brightened up the under eyes and gave it that really pretty finish. So that I really like of it. I feel like it did a great job for that, especially because I was using the same product for foundation shade and for concealer shade, and I like something a little bit more of brightness for the under eyes. But besides that, I'm liking what I see right now. I am. I'll do a natural lighting clip so you guys can see how this does in natural light, because obviously it can be a little bit different than with like the studio light and everything. But you will see with natural light, and of course at the end of the day. So right now it is 11:30 in the morning, and I'm gonna wear this for as much as I can. Obviously not 48 hours, that's a long time, but we're gonna see what this is all about. First impressions for just the fact that it gives a nice, good, soft matte finish when we've been seeing non-stop dewy foundations is just music to my ears as somebody with oily skin, and I'm sure for mis bonitas as well who have oily skin. So that I'm so far, first impressions, loving. Second thing that I really love so far is the fact that I don't have to worry about putting anything else on to really get it to lock in. It's also summer right now, so it's hot, so we're gonna really see like how it wears and everything. But I just don't like that there's not a lot of product and it's pretty pricey for affordable. But we shall see. I'm gonna keep developing thoughts throughout the day, and I'll come back for my final thoughts on the day. So keep watching Bonitas. I wanted to show you guys the foundation in natural light. It looks like this. I do feel like it picks a little warm, just so you Bonitas know, but this is what it's looking like. Very nice, matte and in place, and it doesn't feel heavy whatsoever. Like, it honestly, do you see that? Like, I feel like it looks orange compared to my neck, and this is like the closest match to me, and it's a neutral tone, which I would think that for a neutral tone it would be more like this, but I just feel like it picks up too warm. I'll say, but I like the fact that it looks matte, so like it's still looking good. Right now it is 12:55, and this is what we're looking like. So I will see you Bonitas later for my final thoughts, but I don't see any dewiness, so we love that. Okay, Bonitas, I am back. Right now it is 11:14 at night, and we've worn the Skin Ink Foundation todo el día, okay? Todo el día. And this is what we're looking like. We honestly look pretty good. There is a little bit of dew, but it's nothing intense, so I really do appreciate that. I feel like it is a good long wearing product, and this is up to 48 hours, so we could still continue wearing this for much longer. I'm not gonna do that just because I like to take off my makeup at the end of the day, but it's looking good. I will say though, I do have some things that I'm not the biggest fan of. First, I feel like the shade is a little warm on me, so I'm gonna have to see what other shades I can match to. Second of all, I don't like the fact that there's only 0.5 ounces. I wish that this was just a foundation. Like, I think I like it better as just a foundation, and if I had more product, because I do find that for my type of skin with redness, I do need to go in with more product to really get the desired results that I like. For me, it's just not worth it to have to keep going in with more and more product when I just need to cover certain things, but I don't have enough product. And it's not cheap. It's $18, which is pretty expensive for high end. So I feel like for that, I'm like, I'm not the biggest fan of it. I'm not the biggest fan. When I say of it, I mean like the price and the fact that there's not enough product in here. I wish there was more product. Now the longevity is looking pretty good. It stayed matte for a good amount of the day. Now it's starting to get dewy, but I don't know. It's not my personal favorite. I think maybe also because of the coverage, I needed to really build it up for me. But I think if you don't have a lot of things that you want to cover, you may really like this. I think this would be a great foundation to have for like an event where you really want it to stay on and like lock in. I think for that it'll be good. Definitely for the person who's looking for something nice and long wearing, this is something to look into. But if you have a lot of imperfections you want to cover, this, you'll be going through the product like that. So yeah, let me know your thoughts, Bonitas. Is this something that you would check out? The new L'Oreal Skin Ink Foundation. I love interacting with you, Bonitas. I will say though, I love the L'Oreal True Match. That one is really good. Very beautiful foundation. I'm gonna keep trying this out, and if my opinions change, I'll come back and let you Bonitas know. But as of right now, for me, and all the things that I want to cover, it's not worth it for an everyday foundation. I think for like a special occasion and I really want like that long wearing effect of it, I think this will be nice. But it's just not covering all my imperfections right off the gate, so I'm just kind of like, So yeah, just let me know your thoughts. Is this something that you would want to check out? Have you purchased this? Have you not? Let's go ahead and start the conversation down below, Bonitas. That's pretty much it though. I hope that you guys enjoyed watching this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. And I hope that you guys have a fabulous day. Don't forget to stay safe, stay blessed, and stay beautiful. Y nos vemos pronto for another review. So keep watching. Adios.